morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and the season's back, so wouldn't you know it? We've got another wee bit of midweeks going on. And the deadline, I think, a week or two ago really caught me and a lot of other people out. So I thought, hey, let's just jump on and have a wee bit of midweek deadline drama. Fist bumps to you all, good to see you. Big day ahead. We've got the end of match day 1 behind us for the SPFL. I think Austria and Croatia as well. Auctions are coming out now for, what was it that came yesterday? Was it La Liga? Tons of stuff to get into. We've got lineups to build. Rewards will be tonight. We'll have some new cards in the crafting pool. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's kick it off together. Good to see you all on arrival. Fist bumps to all the live legends that we've got here. We've got Graham, Sorare, AP, Rascal, Miss Saki. That's when you know the good times are happening. Michael, my man, good to see you, as well as Liam. And Mr. Bojangles, good evening, my man. And Mr. Bojangles has been dipping his toe, it looks like, into a wee bit of La Liga. La Liga. I was kind of tempted myself. I've not even looked though, because I've not even got the headspace for it. This is the tail of the tape I've got coming out of game week 1. This is the new lineups tab that we've got, which is the kind of the must open tab for this type of stuff. I'm just trying to see what. Yeah, I'm not too happy with how this looks. I think it could look a wee bit better on screen, but it's not terrible. In any case, I had my budget rare kind of throwaway guys go out and hit the cash, which is incredible. And a big part of that, classic Sinisalo of all things, bringing in a 72. This team finished in the top, what was it now? 100? Picked up a wee £16. I think it's like $20, which is fun. And a lot of you guys will know the thought process behind building this team in the first place and the use that the cards are eventually going to have. And I made sure that I got 4 teams out. Jamie Gullen, I think, alongside Martin Moorman and Kieran Tierney and Carter Vickers last night, they smashed Hundo, but not many players broke into the 90s. So having him as captain alongside Sinisalo, again, not many goalkeepers kept a clean sheet. It just kind of gave this team a little bit more punch. Olasanya on the bench is the only guy I kind of wasted, sadly. And the problem that this gave me is Craig Sibbald needed replaced because the other Falkirk mid that I'd banked on wasn't even in the squad. So I had to go and buy a Yeats who got a bad boy BCM and broke my heart when I was watching that game. So that was a wee bit of a teething problem. And then later on, because of somebody else I'd put in, yeah, I think it might have been, I forget who it was, but there was another player that because I think it was Olasanya. I think because I'd had Olasanya in here, yeah, it was actually this whole team. It's a good thing it finished so high, I suppose. But yeah, because I didn't have Olasanya, I had to go and buy Nisbet, which was another bit of a teething problem over the weekend for streaks. And I could have swore there was a third guy I had to buy into. It wasn't a Dundee player or anything like that. No, I can't remember. We'll probably come across it when we see it. So it doesn't jump out at me right now. But in any case, we're picking up a bag of essence. One team hit 2,000 essence for top 151. And another team, obviously the big one, hit top 34 or 34th, whatever, carrying the most weight of that. But some good scores around otherwise. This team against Dundee versus Celtic was expected to do bad, but at least Bevan kind of like kept it off the floor. But 500 essence is pretty much the bottom prize in that comp. MLS, I got 1 target hit, which was cool, with the kind of main team, I suppose, the big team that had played 5 in-seasons is the kind of giveaway for that one. Werner did amazing, but I didn't really have him in a good team. And then we get to Classic now. I've got 5 Tierneys. I captained 4 of them. I didn't captain the one in the biggest team. I went with Captain Barco, which hit 423rd. A pretty good going, but only 250 rare essence isn't much. The McKenna DNP kind of screwed this team. The sub was a striker. I basically covered everything but defence with the sub on that team, so that was a bit of a sore one. On this team, it was something kind of similar, yeah. Didn't really use defensive subs. My full NYC stack got let down by Thiago Martins, but I had Magno starting, which I just put in, and I had Hannes Wolf as sub, just in case, you know how Magno rolls, but didn't get anywhere near anything, sadly. 1-1 draw. Some of the scores were there, close but no cigar. And then my full Celtic stack went out last night and has brought me into top 138. Casper Ho, sadly, didn't actually deliver, but Ben Negren, one of my captain Tierneys, paired with Vickers. This was the team I said to you all going into the game week were like the safest players that you could have used. There were some other good ones as well that went around, but the double hundo in defence was absolutely buzz last night. And I say if Casper Hood put the ball in the back of the net, we could have went, yeah, into some really exciting territory perhaps, because the knock-on effect would have been maybe another assist for somebody, and you know, could have been great if we scored a few more goals than one, you know, so whatever. Captain Tierney kind of kept up or propped up all the other teams that he was in, as you can see here with the Arsenal, the Celtic Frost edition or Winter edition, and then the Scotland one. all banging in Captain 100 scores. Lewandowski was in one team, which is kind of cool. I don't think I had any subs really kick in, did I? Oh, I had this McGregor sub kick in for Baidu, who DNP'd, which was fine. He comes in with a 55. Team didn't really do anything. One of the few teams Tierney didn't didn't have a Tierney to play. I was just so confident it was going to be clean sheet decisive. I mean, he brings in 100, fantastic. But through all of that, tonight I'll be picking up 10,000 essence, which is actually quite a lot for me, to be quite honest. 7,000 of it is a limited. We're picking up $21, which is £16, which will be good crack as well. And at the moment, before we receive any of that, I have 2,500 rare essence, and I've got 6,700 limited essence. So we'll be able to craft a fair bit. I've got some clues, which will kind of relieve a little bit of that pressure. I'm going to try and, normally what my strategy is with this stuff is like every craft pull the leak because it's just so valuable. And I think that's even more the case this year. But with those clues sitting there, I kind of want to find myself into a big room and clue out, you know. So that'll be good fun tonight. When we come back live and loud for that, we'll be stocked up with some fresh essence. We'll be plenty of cards to go after, and it'll be all good in the hood, as I say. But we have a classic midweek to go for. We've got some qualifying matches, I suppose, on Tuesday night, as you can see here. Wednesday night, we've got a wee bit of South America, MLS. I think this is Leagues Cup now, isn't it? All kind of happening. Fenerbahce, Strumpgratz, more qualifiers. So an interesting little Sorare midweek, a perfect little all-star storm in a teacup that we could get here for this one, with a few different teams and fixtures all over the place, really. It doesn't matter what you play, what you stack. There's, yeah, kind of something here for everyone if you've got the right pieces. So this will be an interesting wee midweek. Everyone, especially after tonight when people get crafting, everyone is going to be so essence hungry. You can just feel it. And yeah, man, lots of good fixtures here. Maybe not fantastic for scoring, but it's... you know, good games all the same. I think team selection for a lot of those MLS ones could be problematic. So let's have a wee peek. I want to see what I've got to play with. I've also got Matt Freeze's coming out the hoo-ha, which is fine. I've got a wee Trubin playing Hearts. Oh, that's fun. I've got Katarski playing Deberkin, or Debrecen. I'm not sure how you say that one right now. Debrecen. I've got the Fenerbahce Handcuff. I've got a Krapau, which I really should have listed on the market, I think. And I've got Keylor Navas, which I think will do quite well against Charlotte, actually. So yeah, got plenty of options. Who do we have in defence? NYC boys, Fenerbahce boys. I think I might just build a wee Fenerbahce stack here, just for a wee bit of fun. So is this a champion? No, it'll be Europa qualifier. No. Is it champ qualifier? Yeah, it is. Against Strumpgratz. Asensio. Ake and Skriniar. Oh, talk to me, man. Talk to me. Oh, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Highest XP Ederson. And then we'll put Gunnock in the bench. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Skriniar and Ake feels like it's got AA and DA for days. And in midfield... Yeah, how does Talisca up? Oh, Talisca's up front. Yes. Yeah, Talisca. Fred is pretty wild at scoring right now. So do we go to Talisca, Fred, Kerem, and Asensio? Yeah, I think that's how we do it. No Kante yet, and then we can sub like Guendouzi. Aye, that's yeah, that's pretty sweet. The only thing we're worried about then is Kerem not playing, but we're kind of limited to that with this stack anyway. Oh no, let's like no, let's put Asensio here, and then Talisca's up front. Boom. Captain Bigman. And then on the bench, I think we're looking at Guendouzi. Yeah, brilliant. Really had fun with this SO7 team last week. The scores were okay without being amazing. Hopefully Asensio being back. And look at that. Oh, it's under the cap. Big collection bonus, big XP, under cap, at home to Strumpgratz. Like, yeah, this has got all the minerals to do everything, by the way. Oh, I'm quite excited for this. Quite excited for this. Fenerbahce stack. That's a good one. And good to see us all. These are popping away. Thinking about moving from 4 limited lineups to 1 rare. What do you think of this idea, Craig Fleming? Is this in season or classic, Craig? Let me know. Tishbola was the other one, Ian, of course. Tishbola was the absolute scabby queen, wasn't he? He was the absolute scabby queen of the D-Gen card pools of the weekend, wasn't he? Tishbola, of course. Great memory, Ian. Yeah, of course. And that's how we know it. We've seen a wee glance of what's going on. Let's go and look at just some actual teams proper. We've got Argentina. There's 3 matches here. Pete Martinez for Tigre. That's fun. Pete Martinez against Zella Ryan. 2 OGs. Zella Ryan's one of my. I was thinking about this the other day. Somebody asked somebody else about best cards I've ever had in the game, and the first player that came to my mind was Zella Ryan. I just used to love the guy, man. He was just, he was everything to everyone. Lanús and Union Santa Fe. Boca Juniors and La Plata's on screen now. Paredes, by the way, that should be pretty OP. I wonder how he's scoring there. Blanco as well has got big potential. Boca don't have some bad cards there, by the way. Decent little defense build. 1 game in China, no lineups for it. A few games in Colombia, which we have lineups for, which is fun, I suppose. Barrios is playing. Quinones is playing. Wow, some big scorers potentially. I know Barrios is a bit hot and cold, but Quinones is in Colombia. I think that's just normally a good mixture, isn't it? No Falcao. That's a gutter. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Medellin are taking on Tolima. We've got a goalkeeper here, Ortega. A few other bits and bobs. And then we've got this outfit. Whatever. Champions League qualifier. Sparta Prague at home to Lyon. We've got Andy Irvin in midfield. Adam Karabek, who I think is a former Lyon player as well. And then the 2 strikers, Jonathan Braut Brunes and Josimir Alcacer, all have cards, so whatever. Maybe they've got a wee bit of bite in their team, but Openda up front for Lyon. Can you still believe Toliso's still going? Tyler Morton was pretty good last year. Tanner Tessman, centre back. Wow. And Duranville is a bit of a player as well, if he can turn it on. Lyon are kind of fun in their own way. Don't know anything about this Matias de Carvajal. Imagine Tanner Tessman at centre back. We've already seen Fenerbahce, but what do Sturm Graz look like? I think it's basically the same team that played against Hearts. Olympiacos take on NEC. NEC are in Champions League qualifying, man. How crazy is this? Kodai Sano, Clement Bischoff. Fair play to them. Felipe Sandler's still there, of course. Sherry. Good luck to them. And for Olympiacos, the Blue X Merchants. There's a fair few cards here. Pablo Maffeo. Zinedine Smailovic. He was a big prospect coming out of Sweden, I think, this window. And Francisco Ortega as well, decent left back. Gelson Martins is a Streets Won't Forget type player. OG FIFA, 99 pace. And then we've got Aarhus take on Saba. A few players there for them. After that, we've got Europa League, Benfica Hearts. Let's have a wee peek at it. I've got a Trubinator. And yeah, Longley's in town. Really strong backline. Engine room is where they want it. Sudakov is playing. Shelderup is on to play. Yeah, man, Benfica, surely they absolutely rinse Hearts here. No disrespect, but yeah, man. Tom Renaud and Laura Mendy maybe get a name to play for them. Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Hearts, probably they've got a chance of punching Benfica in the face here, don't they? But there really should be a gulf between the two sides here, sadly for Hearts. Besiktas are away to the Czech Republic. O's on to start. Kokchu, Cherny, Oshan, Nubu. Forgot about that. That could be pretty bloody powerful as well. Toon on screen. There's a few players there. Don't think anybody's into it. One more game there. Rapid Vienna. Marco Telio. Interesting. Ooh, might have him up my sleeve to use. Raul still in the building. Heidel is in the goals. Demir on the wing. Ajax at home to Shelbourne. Oh, Jesus. Oscar Gluck 100. Daily Blind 100. Martin Pies 100. Maybe Chao Enrique 200. Sorry, Shelbourne. Oh my god, yeah. Ajax Berghuis as well. Jesus. This could be vintage Ajax. No disrespect to Shelbourne, but oh Jesus, if you've got Ajax, rub your hands together a wee bit. We had St. Gallen there on screen. Lugano take on Runovic. Renato Stefan could be a high scoring player, certainly. Papadopoulos at centre back. Just some fun fixtures. I did say this would be a wee storm in a teacup, and this is certainly how it's looking. Orja Setter, Weghurst, and Dan Rotz up front for 20 as they take on a team that Dunajska Streda, I would guess like that's Slovakia or maybe like Luxembourg or something. I don't know. But again, that could be a rout. There could be some really high scores this weekend, midweek, sorry, I beg your pardon. Copenhagen are away to Debrecen. That won't be too easy. I think Debrecen are decent enough. Alex Kral at right back. Chips, Cheese and Pussy. Elya Nusi. Cornelius. No Jordan Larson, of course. He's went to the land of tax-free riches. Midgetland away to Bohemian. Should be really good for Midgetland. Especially Osorio in the last round was getting timeline traction. Rasmus Christensen. Again, there's two guys that scream 100 alongside Billing. Big potential for scoring power in Midgetland there as well. Nordisland away to to Iceland, this will be. Justin Janssen on to start. You'll love to see it. Caleb Yarinki still in defence. I think Ankerson killed Harry, or somebody else had Ankerson and it wrecked him. But he looks on to play. No games, no games. Austria Vienna away to Jerusalem, wherever that's going to be played. I don't know, but there's no Austria Vienna team there. J League, we've got two matches. Gamba at home to Urawa. Anyone we know? Anyone we're interested in? Usame is still around. Love that. OG. And then we'll get Yokohama take on Antlers. Two big ties here, by the way. Is this to open up the season? Or no, it won't be. No, it's not to open the season, surely, is it? Two big games, though. Yuma Suzuki up front. Matias Bueno. Jan Matthias as well. Oh, revenge game kind of thing. He's a former Yokohama player. Wanamano. Interesting, fun stuff, midweeks. And then Leagues Cup, oh Jesus, look at that deluge of teams. I'm glad we came on early because this could take all day. To look at our home, yeah, or no, it's neutral, isn't it? And is it all in Mexico this time? So it was all in America last time. Is that the way it's going? Let me know. What's the venue situation with this? Looks like a pretty strong Seattle as far as strong for Seattle goes right now. Me and Harry were chatting about this on the deadline show. I wasn't really too aware until Harry pointed out the state Seattle are actually at the moment. Bad as on to play. It's 6 seasons. Yeah, this is the thing with MLS. Like, you know, be wary of rotation. I think compared to some of that European stuff we just looked at, those qualifiers are like make or break for team seasons, of course. This is quite the opposite. I think teams will experiment, try and blend new people in. Braze is probably going to play. That's nice to see. Malte Amundsen as well. I've got a wee crew piece there. Louis and Load. I don't know. I can see them playing because they want Louis to get some money's worth out of him. Zinkarnako. But again, you just never know with some of these games in Leagues Cup how it's going to go. Austin take on Tijuana. Gilberto Mora, the wonder kid of now, is in this game. Facundo Torres, 3 at the back for Austin. Dallas at home to Querétaro. Yeah. Sensei and Pachuca. Evander ripped as well last weekend. Another one of those understated guys that came up in the members stream from last week. Good to see he's here, by the way. There's a bunch he's showing up for some deadline drama. Nishikawa still in is nuts. Sorry, Maxwell. Old gold doesn't fade, does it? Good to see us all, by the way. Tunsy is in season SPFL for leaderboard. Oh, that's your move, Craig. Do you know, I don't think well done, Ollie. 11th in SPFL rare. I don't think it's an either or anymore, Craig. And that's the way I've tried to build it, is like you need both of them, kinda. Because leaderboard, like, it's only going to fill up the more cards there is. So I would maybe just stop buying limiteds. Maybe trade a few of them away or something that you're maybe not married to anymore, or you've kind of changed your POV on a few of the individual players of the team stack or whatever it is. Fine, but I don't think it's an either or. I think you kind of want both limited and rare, to be honest with you, and just different doses and measures depending on exactly the little kind of way you're going to balance that out for your own teams and how you're going to try and win. Because like I won 20 quid on that leaderboard, and I could have done all right with streaks, but different weekends it will go the other. Yeah, I don't think it's an either or ultimately. Did you see Francolino Jew's goal at the weekend? No idea how he's still playing in Danish football. I think it's his injuries, because he was amazing against. He played Celtic, I'm sure, but even that season, he was phenomenal. He was absolutely smashing the goals in, and he was linked to a big move. And then I think an injury made it fall through. And I think he's just one of those guys now that's had one or two of those little bumps in the road, and maybe a lot of teams are maybe a wee bit tentative on taking the plunge with him. But I agree, he looks a cut above, doesn't he? Same with Osorio. That boy is far too good for the level he's at. Midtjylland should make a packet on him. Juan Bernetta is pretty nailed on to play. Another high score. By the way, how many guys could score 100 this midweek? Sincerely. If you were just to clip what I've said with some of these, not that I'm like some mad oracle of it all or anything, but I'm pointing out pretty obvious ones, like um Ajax against Shelbourne and stuff. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see that. How like there's a master squad out there this weekend for somebody that's got like 1,000 cards that has all these guys. NYC don't really have the luxury of rotation in their team, but they're not above playing random guys that have not featured yet. Elenich could start. I could see that quite easily. Romero could play. Would not be surprised at that. 1 iota. Um, but again, Janssen will kind of maybe fancy like, we could maybe win this cup. Benny Traore still needs to get integrated. They're still trying to get the best 11 kind of ironed out. So yeah, there's not really got much room for manoeuvre, but you can't exclude the random from happening. Portland and Puebla. I think Portland killed again as well, didn't they? Minnesota and Juarez. Jesus, man, there's so many games here. MLS taking on Liga MX in a bit of a Royal Rumble for this Leagues Cup competition yet again. I wonder if it's actually, and it's still maybe a year early to see, but I wonder if there is any sort of residual benefits of this competition, because you're not really doing it for prestige, and I dare say it's not really even money uh, generated or motivated, although I'm sure that's obviously involved in a big part of the carrot for involvement and participation and whatever. But the main vibe of this is to like grassroots North America, to culture, and MLS are trying to like, can we latch on to Mexico a bit and get a wee bit of that, into the culture. So I wonder if there's a wee bit of, I wonder if there's any residual benefits on the ground, as it were, from this competition. Do people get up for it? Not even do they get up for it, It's a hard thing to quantify actually. But I think I know what I'm saying. I think you guys maybe know what I'm getting at, but it's a hard thing to measure, or even, like I'm saying here, think about quantifying. Monterrey with Kuipers. Kuipers by Diego Rossi, Lucas Ocampos. Oh, this is the Sevilla team. Tecatito, Oliver Torres. Oh yeah, Monterrey could do really good in this competition, but against Orlando, that'll be a tough game. Maybe not in this match particularly, but they could be really good to go quite far in this competition. Kuipers just on that scorched earth MLS kind of streak, going back to haunt them all. Really strong looking LA team. All looks quite nailed on, which is interesting. Against Guadalajara, Efra in town, former Galaxy kid. Brian Gutierrez, Richie Ledesma, some of my boys here. Maybe we've got a wee Guadalajara build. And then Inter Miami, RDP, Messi. No Suarez from the start, but I don't think that's a huge surprise. And they take on a team with not really anyone that we know. A wee bit of Peru at the bottom here. No team for it. Awesome. Right, let's go back to lineup building. Did you see the winner of All Star got 800 and what? No, I didn't. Let's go and look at that. Wow. By the way, there's a team like that out there this midweek. There's probably a few of them. Let's say with Ajax, hundreds and a few. I can't even remember half of them at this point. But yeah, man, like fair play. 854, captain on 100. She's pretty much nailed it there. Barco letting the side down on a 78. 100 goalkeeper. That's a big one. You could probably swap Muslera for Barco. Like you know, that's a reasonable kind of, not reasonable, but 78 for a goalkeeper is a normal upper excellent score, isn't it? So if Barco, imagine Barco did hit something into the 90s, the only player not to do it, could have been pretty special. Wow. Second place. Yeah, see what I mean? Like 76 is like a really good keeper score normally. And in fifth, see, there's a few different faces here, isn't there? Right, so let's see. And there is no in season. There's no MLS to play, is there? I'll double check everything, but I think I'll probably play Navas next up. I'm going to actually go and just list that Kripau, because he should be listed. I should have a bunch of people listed, and if he's not, I'll probably let things expire. Um, my Sorare, my listings, yeah, list again. Oh Jesus, do I do this every time? Good to see you all here, by the way. Smash the like button. I've got $20 of market credit to give away. Should have mentioned that earlier, so hang about. Hang about. I'll just list a bunch more of these guys in case there's any interest in them. Yes, we can just list now. Nice. Maybe just hang on at Kramaric now. Mane. Have I vaulted him now? I've got no idea where the prices are at for these guys, to be honest with you, but I doubt they've changed much. Watch the guy get a. I suppose, yeah, it's such a bad week to hit that score, isn't it? This midweek will be way better for that, but won't it? So I'll get Fener. They could do good. They could do just as good as everyone else. Next keeper, I'm looking at Navas and Trubin. I'm probably going to go for Trubinator because, it's Trubin. What other defenders could potentially rip? I've got maybe too much MLS in here to. Yeah, I don't really have much. I'm probably only going to get about 4 teams out. Did I play Fenerbahce B? Did I maybe do that? Ederson, Oosterwald, Semedo. Is Oosterwald playing left back? Don't really mind that for him because he's an okay scorer. He's in the right little spot. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Midfield. Yeah, we maybe go away from Fenerbahce and we play like Sudakov, Janssen. Oh yeah. Who else do we have? It's looking good. Sudakov, Janssen. NFM's alright, but I don't know if I want to put him in this team. RDP could be good. Braze could be good. But let's just stick with the two safe ones, Sudakov and Janssen. And then up front, I've got Openda. That could be kind of good. Grisou. Muller Rice. Ojeda's been doing no bad. Oh yeah, strikers maybe where I get let down. Louis, if he was on to play, I'd maybe fancy that. No Messi for me. Maybe going to go Grisou just because of how good he started. He's kind of like the guy to pick, isn't he? Although Cho, if he's playing, could just bagsman up. But no, I think we go Grisou. And then yeah, it makes the last man actually kind of tough. Like Muller feels like a good one on paper. Vancouver at home to Atalante. RDP. Playing with Messi. It's kind of cheat code, isn't it? Yeah, maybe play RDP. Captain Sudakov against Hearts. Sorry, Hearts. I've got so many freezes. I think I'll just take my lowest XP one as the sub there for Ederson. And then the mid is kind of the worry. Maybe our defenders are worry. So if I could get a defensive sub this time, I think that's a mistake I can learn from the weekend. But I don't want to play anyone super good because I don't think I've got much in defence. Got a few Thiago Martins. I can maybe spare one of them. Anyone hiding down at the bottom? Sekigawa. Is he not on to play? Why is Slabhead not playing? Come on, guys. Unlikely, yeah. Okay. Unlikely for Sekigawa. Elenic. Will play. Might not start. Yeah, let's play Elenic as a sub there. Or is that a better move for the actual NYC stack, maybe? I'm not going to even play in it. I suppose I would need to at some point, wouldn't I? Oh, yeah, this is a wee toughy one, by the way. A wee backup defender. Let's stick Cavallo in there, though, now. I'll take him out if I need him later. So we've got a wee Fenerbahce defence B. That's cool. And we've still got Trubin to play. That's fun. Trubinator. Maybe we go Amundsen and we get Braze into this team. That's something I'm thinking. I could maybe sidestack that with an NYC thing a little bit. I could go Amundsen and like a Tavon. Amundsen, Tavon, Braze. And then maybe NFM. And then up front. Ojeda's kind of safe because he's like quite decisive at the moment. But this is maybe where, did I go Louis? Louis and Muller? Or is Gold actually? Is Gold on to play? Vancouver. No. They're not playing Muller and Gold together? Interesting. Maybe I played both of them. No, that doesn't feel good. Oh, right, let's play O up front. Yeah, he's playing somebody he should smash. That was an easy. And then, then maybe slide Andy Irvin in here for the banter. He's at home, he takes set pieces. Did alright against AZ. Nah, maybe not quite for this team. Rusnak? Yeah, maybe Rusnak. I don't think I've got much of a Seattle thing to play. Yeah, let's put Rusnak in. That feels okay. And then kind of needs to be captain NFM, doesn't it? On the bench, what's my next lowest XP threes? 23, 20. Yeah, this one. 3 mids. I think O's alright. Just a decent wee sub. Maybe Andy Irvin's alright for this. No, I've got 3 mids. It doesn't really help me. I need it to be a forward or a defender. Yeah, let's just stick one of these Martins in. Don't think he's super safe, but I crafted SR Guilherme. Wow, I don't know what a realistic price for that is, Billy, but that's amazing. Jordan Larson played at the weekend for Copenhagen. What? No. No, he didn't. He did. What? What? Ah, okay. It's not totally over the line. Bought my first rare stack, classic Rangers side, just to get used to it. Hopefully win some essence if we become good, lol. Euro qualifiers. Most of them are, mate. It depends on the Opta coverage. So I've not actually seen Rangers here. I don't think. Yeah, your game must not be covered. You're playing a Polish team, aren't you? Yeah, the Polish teams aren't in a good. Your home match will probably be covered, but not your away match. It's just in these qualifiers, it's a bit of a roulette on the draw if you get both games covered and whatever. Benfica Hearts, for example, that'll be covered both sides. But if you've got like a Blue X team like Jaglonia or some of them are alright, but if you're not here, then yeah, they've not added it in. Sadly, I'll say it again because there's a few more of you joined in. We have $20 of market credits to give away from Sorare. I think all the winners from last week have now been paid out. I got a bunch of notifications back from the guys I messaged at Sorare. I think they've all been processed. Or they're in the middle of getting done anyway. And I'll give that away when we get to the end of this stream. But there's 66 of these here, and there's only 12 likes. The first magic number we need to get to is normally 67, but there is only 67 of these watching. All of these could like it, and if that was to happen, we'll instantly give it away, right? But before I get to the end of the stream, if we stay around this kind of 67 mark, we need to at least have 30 likes, okay? So at least get the likes up, guys. If we hit 67, we'll just do it straight away. I'll do a question and we'll draw it from you guys here in the live chat. But yeah, just a wee kind of fair warning, a wee heads up for you. Morning, Quinny. After your advice on Wagner for 5th streak MLS, got a classic one to give away as you please. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lewis. How do I send it over? Just send me a. We'll give that away tonight when we come back for rewards. Lewis, thank you very much for the generosity, and really appreciate that. You just send me an offer for like you just send me an offer to send it to me for zero essentially. Um, might be a good thing to be honest. Excited with the Yokota signing. I've not looked into him yet, but he's not even a guy I've even seen crop up. Let's have a wee nosy. Let's have a wee nosy. Japanese wingers coming out of Bundy 2 are definitely decent, in my experience. This wasn't a guy, yeah, man, yeah, handy. See these 55s, that's what gets me excited. If this is contest one, yeah, this guy is, this guy's exactly the sort of winger anyone wants to bring in their team. This is like and again, just profile wise, I've not seen the guy play, I've not seen a minute of him, but this is a sort of, yeah, winning contest, shots on targets, lots of dual success. This is a powerful runner, good dribbler. I would hedge a significant, yeah, 14 duels, won, 9 dribbles in this game. Jesus, man, yeah, this looks like a good get. Can't lie. His price is zipped up in no time, by the way. Still cheap. I think for SPFL, that's still pretty cheap for a classic pool. If he, like, this is Bundesliga 2 scores, like, he should be, yeah. The only difference will be Hanover have space to play into a wee bit more in Bundesliga 2 than maybe what Rangers will have. Um, Marcel Hartel in advanced negotiations with Hanover. Wow, that would be a good move. It's kind of bad for Sorare. I think you prefer him in MLS, but it's not really been that great. Saw some stats this morning. He has more balls won than any other winger attacker by a mile, as well as covering an extra 2 to 3. Yeah, I can tell you from looking at this, this is like a high energy winger that runs, wins duels, drives through the pitch. Like those stats always point to those types of attributes before I lay an eye on him. So for you to say that already, like I'm not one bit surprised, to be honest with you. Feels like quite the stereotypical Japanese winger in Bundesliga 2. What you'd expect that guy to be. Figured it out and sent it. Brilliant, mate. So we'll give that away. We'll have a classic Wagner to give away on the reward stream tonight. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Great giveaway. Lewis the legend. 11th place in SPFL for you, Ollie. Do we believe in the Dundee United now? Well, mate, I said it with Hendo that, like Dundee United, when you actually piece it together and look at what they have, like, man, they have all the ingredients there. I was hugely optimistic on Forbes. He looks to be like, it won't be long before everyone is like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. I thought he did great. Shankland could not handle him at all, which for like a borderline novice defender that he is, it's a huge testament for where he's at the now, I think. So, yeah, I really like Dundee United, but the front three against Rangers, like you could tell that they were coming from a league below. If anything, that front three looked more like a Scottish Championship promoted front three than St Johnstone's did. St Johnstone had a wee bit more, I don't know, not to say Dundee United's front, like, no harm to them, but they just weren't a wee bit quick enough or strong enough. And it was against Rangers, right? So it'll be really interesting to see how they do against like a Hibs or a Kilmarnock or take your pick of anyone else in the league, really. And St Johnstone, conversely, it'll be interesting to see that just because I mentioned them just there. But um, yeah, Dundee United looked the part, man. They very much looked the part. Now, do I go with Katarski or do I go? I'm probably going to go with threes because he's at home. I'll probably do an NYC stack for this, but high XP Martins, second highest Gray. I've got an NFM at mid. Who other? Yeah, Andy P, Jimmy Sands. I think I go with Andy P. I think he's just a wee bit more needed in the team. NFM. And then striker. I've got a Benny. I've got the Ojeda. Malachi. Tallis. I kind of want to play Tallis. I think I will. I think I'll go highest XP Tallis and get an Ojeda in here. And I'll probably put like a Traore on the bench or something. 24, 26. There we go. Captain NFM on the bench. Romero. And then, yeah, striker's the dodgiest. I've got double striker. Yeah, so double striker means I don't really. That doesn't really matter, to be honest. It is only really defense is dodgy as well, but I think I just play Sands on the bench. I think that's a good move because he's like super safe. And yeah, then that's the move to make. Play a mid. Yeah, there we go. Defender would work too. Maybe I want to use Elenich. Hmm. Or yeah, let's just stick with that. Let's not overthink it. It's an NYC stack. I've got everyone at rare for good prices. Well, I know. If I think I'm right and watched him at Hanover, feels like a right wing back more than a winger. Interesting. So is he maybe like a So Young Woo type? Because he's winning contests, he's putting balls into the box. You can see it. It's decisive. So fair enough. Who was it that said that? Sorry, Dobbsy. Yeah, Dobbsy. If you've seen him, I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on him. Of course, that you've shared them. Might be a good thing. Excited that Yokota signing. Japanese work ethic. Yeah, totally. Godfrey's missing for a month. Wow, that's a big injury. Um, but yeah, good to see as all. 4 rares are built. Quite chuffed with that. I can go into limited now and see what I've got. I think I've got maybe an keeper or two that comes into it. Yeah, threes or two. That doesn't really. Yeah, whatever. We'll go with Navas here. I've still got Tolu. I've maybe still got another. I've got Wagner now all of a sudden. I won't be using that. That maybe. Let's maybe play another NYC stack quickly just to like use them. Go with Martins and Tavon again. Oh, Braze. Yeah, let's put Braze in. That feels good. Ojeda at mid. Johnny Shore. Let's put Ojeda in at mid. And then striker. Benny. Tallis. Let's play Benny. And then look at that squeeze into the last spot here. Maybe like a wee Muller. Or yeah, maybe keep the rest of it. NYC maybe playing our Magno. Or Johnny Shore maybe. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna stick in wee Johnny Shore. I'll play that Ojeda up here as a mid again because that gives me a different position move. If we play the Ojeda mid rather than the forward, because then on the bench, I think a defender's what I want to play, and we'll play Ilinich, and then that means, yeah, I'm only sensitive to that Traore not playing. I have 2 Iliniches. Interesting. And we'll play the Romero. Do I have another Romero? I should. Yeah, I do. Sweet. Captain Brace for the laugh. Navas now. Like Tolu's probably the best defender I've not used. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got. Yeah, this is probably the last team I can really build and think this will get players started. I maybe play that other Elenich. I think he'll play. May not start, but he could start. Still got a Braze, which is handy. And then, yeah, do we go like Ledesma Ephra? Definitely Ephra. And yeah, I've still got forwards I want to use. Like Louis and Muller. Openda, I think could be good. Who's Louis playing again? The Caxa. I don't think he scores much if he does. Let's go with Openda. And yeah, let's just play Mueller, captain. In the sub, I want a mid, ideally. But yeah, a mid is what I want, ideally. Ledesma. Oh, awesome. That works out quite nicely. And then on the bench, I'll just maybe throw this in-season freeze for the XP. Yeah, that feels alright, doesn't it? So I've got 2 limiteds and 4 rares for the midweek. That's not too bad going. Defenses ran a bit dry. I think I could maybe have... is there maybe a defender mid, a defender sub somewhere? Thiago, Cavallo. Yeah. So I could alter them and maybe make another team. Is that a smart thing to do? To have any decent, like Braga. Like I just put Braga on the bench here and then he covers O or any of the mids, for example. Or, yeah, let's put, yeah, I don't mind that. So Braga's, I'm not going to play him anywhere decent. And he is just an insurance policy. He could get a goal or something, you never know. And then with this team, again, Cavallo is a defender. Let's go with a forward on this one. And maybe put, yeah, one of these Ojedas in. Maybe, or the Benny. Yeah, let's put the Benny in here. That feels a bit better. And then do we go back to limited? Does that open one more team up for us then if we go with another freeze? To have another Romero? I do. So we've got another freeze. We've now got a Thiago and a Cavallo. I'll just swap them around. He's a left back. Cavallo, Thiago. We have an Andy Irvin. We've got Ojedas and Shores. Danny Leva. Danny Leva, why not? Maybe play gold? Yeah, let's play gold. Lewandowski. Abada. I hope it Pumas. Nah. We're going to go Ojeda. Just because that 60% on Lewandowski gives me the creeps. And then Andy Irvin, just to why? What's the point in having him if I'm not going to play him in at least a team like this? I suppose no one else is really a super nailed on shout. I've got that bloody Luigi. I've just realised as well. I've not put him anywhere. Maybe we'll stick him on the bench here. Luigi. Again, why buy the guy if you're not going to use him? Let's just stick him on the bench. And then Romero. And let's just put it all on gold. Or not. Let's just go with Irvin. Let's play a wee bit safe. Awesome. I feel a wee bit better about that. Now, let's see if I made a Pig's Ear of this. That's classic arena. Is there any in-season arena? J-League only? Yeah, nothing. Everything else is locked. And then what about Pro? It just takes me to SPFL. Now, I was waiting for rescores to happen, but the miracle I was praying for has not happened. I'm 33 points away. I was hoping Priestman would have magically somehow got something, or Poulsen get a last man tackle or whatever. Doesn't feel like it's happening. So yeah, gutted. So I'll be starting that again. Starting at the beginning. Wheel spins. What's this? We daily claim. We 50 essence for the bank. I'm looking forward to coming back tonight. We'll have that Wagner to give away. I'll have another $20 of market credits to give away. There's 86 of these here. I know we can get to 67 likes. If you haven't done so already, get the likes up. As soon as we hit 67, I'm giving away $20 of market credits to you guys here in the YouTube live chat. You can do it. I totally know you can do it. There's 85, 88 of you here. We can get to 67 likes. I know we can. As soon as we do that, giveaway time, $20. Tonight we'll be back. We'll do the same thing again, and we'll have a Wagner limited given away. Thanks very much to the generosity of Black Ops LR Lewis in the chat. Thank you very much again for your generosity, mate. Glad that you smashed it. And look at these 2 new wee icons over at the side here. That's kind of fun. La Liga boost. Not looked at La Liga. Let's have a wee nosy. Oh wow. I heard Nep talking about these guys. He was wondering if Pedri would go down to like 150 or so. I remember him saying that. I cannot remember half the other chat. I was kind of doing stuff as well as listening. Rafinha's the most slept on player, by the way. Can tell you that right away. Not got the L5. Do you know? And again, I was listening to, was it Harry and Rico Man talking about Oviedo, or it was Rico Man? You brought up Oviedo in someone's chat anyway, and I thought, do you know what I'm going to look at this year? Getafe. Soria's signed on. Oh, Soria's not cheap. Soria signed on and just getting like all the defenders, you know, just like anti-football it up. But yeah, it's not actually a very good looking squad, is it? Oh, yikes. But sorry, I would be tempted. Do I dance with the devil again? Look at Sociedad. Don't think that's a good move for me again this year. But when you know, it'll be Sod's Law. It'll be Sod's Law. Yeah, you bought Alaves. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You, Alaves, yeah, it was you and Harry. Yeah, yeah, it was. I got that mixed in my head. I got a couple of Elche one-offs. Nice. Oh, yeah, rare might be. No, I don't think. No, no, no. I don't think rare. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's a tough one with leaderboard for La Liga because it rare. You will get people that won't play leaderboard with big players because they're expecting to be on a big streak, but that won't be on match day one, you know. So maybe leaderboard at rare for these big leagues is a wee bit more opportunistic after like match day two, when there's more likely to be people that have more cards, that are running streaks, that are on the streak already. Match day two, match day three kind of thing. Maybe. I'm open. I'm open to it, but I think with champ, my strategy remains the same. Get essence, craft, and like we did with Bundesliga, we'll just see what good cards we pull and kind of go from there. Sounds like the most stupid question, but will my planned players be cancelled in my lineups if you list them on the market? Yes, if that's the question. But you ran out of characters, I think there. I'm able to pass the streak in one of the four clubs before they play. Right, okay, Berg. What I think you're asking, right, is if we go into pro, what you'll see here is on here I played one team, got through it, yeah. And the next step, I have four teams here. Now, if I did, right, but let's imagine you were doing this. If you'd set all this up together at the one time, which I did, as soon as one of the teams hits the target, all the teams that are yet to play move on to the next step. So if you can play your four lives, if you can stretch four teams out, then you can set and forget. It will take you as far as it goes, kind of thing. Um, yeah, getting our. I'm going to hang on to this, but right until the end. Honestly, I'm really going to hang on to this right at the end, just in case some wacky thing happens. I'm not pulling the. I just know there might be another one that comes around and it might be futile. Or it is futile, isn't it? What am I doing? 33 points is not going to happen, is it? Let's just pull the plunge on it. So we'll be going again next weekend. So for example, the now I just go by playing soon. Right, who's the first game of the weekend or next match day? It's going to be Dundee at home to Aberdeen. I've got Dundee and I've got Aberdeen. So I maybe play both sides of that. We're going to put Nesta in there and do that. And then play my Dundee team, which let's just say it's Goodman, Bevan, Finnegan did alright, didn't he? Murray Wesley. But I'm probably going to drop Finnegan for Hamilton. I think he'll do better against another team. Captain Murray. Right, so I've got both these teams playing, right? Let's imagine, or no, let's build the next one, right? The next game after that will be Kelly Celtic. So I've got a Kelly stack. I've not got a Celtic stack. Um, let's ignore that. The next game's Motherwell, right? So let's imagine the Motherwell stack. Motherwell, Pilsen, Moorman, Priestman, Ibrahim Said, and then Williams. Sound. So if I was just to walk away from this, one of these teams will hit the, say one of these teams hits the target. This Motherwell team's already set for the next life. Now you're only limited to 4 lives per step. So if I'm going to do this deliberately, so it's on autoplay, I'll then pick the next team as well, which I could even pick a Falkirk stack and cover that fixture altogether. If they maybe play like right back to back, and I'm not going to be anywhere near my phone or whatever you're trying to optimize against here. Sibbald, Laidlaw, Gardner. I don't think I'll play a Falkirk team next week, to be honest with you. Or I could go Yeats. Yeah, Yeats and Gardner's maybe a wee bit better. Yeah, so I could just leave that now. Both those games will play Saturday, Sunday, if you want to do that. You could use Gullen. Oh no, I'm just kind of fleshing these out a wee bit. I'll check kickoff times and build kind of better, a bit closer to the time. But yeah, it's Saturday. So Saturday at 3. Let's do playing soon. In season. So Saturday at 3 next week, it's Dundee, Aberdeen, St Mirren, St Johnstone, and Dundee, Aberdeen, St Johnstone, St Mirren. So is that 2 games on the Saturday then only? And then Sunday at 1, Celtic. I've not got all the stacks right enough, so I suppose Sunday at 3, there's 2 games. Sunday at 4, yeah. Interesting how they're scheduling it this week. Are the Conference League games? Yeah, some of them do 1872, but it just depends on Opta coverage more than anything else. So I'll pick that a wee bit closer to the time. Um, but yeah, just wanted to have a wee nosy at it. I suppose it's all laid out here, isn't it? Saturday we've got 2 games. Sunday we've got the other ones, and then is that all? Yeah, it's only 6 matches, I suppose, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4 kickoff times, I suppose that is. So we'll be hybrid teams here. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Need to see the teams come out. I'll probably keep my powder dry then on leaderboards totally for this weekend. I'll maybe see the head count thing and maybe go after it with I'll maybe play Kilmarnock on leaderboard because I'm just not going to play them against Celtic again. Same as I did Dundee last week. Maybe just do that. Game week 3, that would be then. How many likes are we on? 38. Come on, guys. Come on. A few of these have dropped away now, so it makes me feel bad for asking for us to hit 67. But you all know it's for everyone's best interest. We want to be crafting good cards tonight. We need to get that luck locked into the system. So where's the boy Stryek? Is he hiding in shame from last weekend? There he's there. And then Schroning Larson. Who knows about the midfield? I think surely they play O'Hara, Hugo, and then John Jules probably isn't going to play because of that head knocky thing. Kind of need a Kiltie for this, but they're playing Celtic, so I'll maybe wait for the price dip to fully kick in. Ring was alright. Matherin was alright. Yeah, maybe put the Matherin in. And then, yeah, Kelly sub. Like Rice. Yeah, cover the mid. Yeah. Can't wait for SPFL prices to fall. Yeah. Well, League of Match Day 1 is open to anyone to win with no big teams playing. Oh, really? Very nice, by the way. Very nice. Koshirashvili from Sporting might join Getafe or Sevilla. He was very good at Levante. Yeah, he'd be a great Getafe player. Especially after Aaron Barry's left for... Where did he go again? Was it River Plate? So I know I'm buzzing. I've quite enjoyed the first weekend. I'm glad I'm getting a big bounty of essence coming my way. Midweeks will be kind of fun. No MLS in season for a bit though, so it's all classic usage for all those lads. And then we've got other deadlines to get to later in the week. We don't need to worry about that just yet. Yeah, you've maybe made me a wee bit curious now, Ian. SPFL. Yeah, so St Mirren, St Johnson. St Mirren looked good as well, but by the way, that'll be a really tough. That'll be a good game to watch. That'll be really tough. I'll be crafting tonight, Rico. Yes, I will. We've got a Wagner Classic to give away. I'll have another $20 of market credits to give away later tonight as well. Uh, so yeah, we'll be doing that tonight for sure. So let's have my favourite keeper out of these four is probably Muller. My favourite defender is probably... Is it going to be an Aberdeen defender as well, maybe? Or Dundee... Playing soon. Best keeper out of those four that I've got Saturday at threes. Goodman or Muller, yeah. Hmm. Goodman looked alright. I'll go Muller. Nesta Walker. Ronan. Gullen Nisbet, that feels like the move. That feels good. And then on the other side of that, I'd have Goodman, Bevan, Ramos maybe, Simon Murray, Wesley. That's kind of alright as well, by the way. Yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Baz, how are we? Did you see the price of one of the German Varela Limited went to compared to the rare? No, but I can imagine it was very out of sync, very out of line. Rares are like the thing, like Craig asked it earlier. Should I sell my limited teams and buy a rare team? It's kind of like they're in tandem this year. It's always about for me. And sorry, I was saying this when the Penfez the other day. Like the sequence that you buy your cards, it's maybe made a bit easier now because it's league specific. Like last season, as I mentioned when I was chatting with him, like buying Fenerbahce's and Benfica guys and whatever else on the side. It's less of a need to do that, less of a priority to do that if you're playing a league. Um, but the difference of that paradigm is now limited in the rare. You know, as an Owen Bevan rare, at whatever I paid for him, £6, any less valuable than the limited at like £4 or whatever. It's that kind of vibe. I know I'm new here, but I'm completely free to play, and I need help to make sets work to utilize the limited cards. So with sets, I've got a video that's kind of all sketched out. That this will kind of I'll do a better job of explaining this in full. Oh, I've got some gems to pick up. When did that happen? I've been so bad with checking in with this, by the way. I've been so bad with checking into this. Let's set a team for this. So you can only win gems now, yeah? So the number one thing, oh yes, Fenerbahce. We have Ake. We have Ake. Brilliant. Asensio? No. Talisca? I've just put in Fenerbahce. There we go. Nah, nobody. Who do we have? Pedro Vite? He could be alright. Casemiro, Rusnak. Sally Oshan, he could be good. Richard Rios. If he plays against Hearts, he'll do very well. Wednesday. Yeah, let's try and keep them together a wee bit without being too contrived if possible. Yeah, Pedro Vite. Don't mind that at all. And then up front. Oh, yeah, Arkatoglu. Messi, of course. Messi. Arkatoglu. Arkatoglu. Nice. Nice. That'll do no bad, eh? So, normally there's money involved in sets when you get to these steps, and now it's just about farming as many gems as you can. The essence isn't carry, you won't be able to carry that over. It's only the gems. So like gem farming is like the name of the game here. Live today. No, I don't think I'm particularly interested in that. Got $20 of market credits to give away. I'll do that shortly. The likes are flying up, guys. There's a bunch of these here. Once we get to 67, we'll pull it. And there's a lot more. Yeah, let's just open a bunch of these packs and stuff. I've got some essence sitting here, some wheel spins to do. And then we'll give away the credits, and then we'll get on with the rest of the action for today. We'll be back tonight for rewards giveaway. I've got a classic limited Wagner to give away, thanks to Lewis P, Black Ops LR. Thank you very much again, mate. And we'll have another $20 of market credits to give away tonight. Smash the like button, guys. Hey, Quinny, I've got one life left at step 2 for SPFL. I've got a Dundee United, Aberdeen, Falkirk, and Kelly. Not sure how to play the last life. Dundee, they're playing Aberdeen. Dundee United, not sure who they're playing. I don't like Falkirk or Kelly this week. Dundee United, who are they playing this week? 2 seconds. Dundee United. Oh. Not terrible, because Hearts have got midweeks and stuff, you know. Dundee, Aberdeen. You've only got one life, that's the hard bit, you know. I'd actually take whoever's playing Falkirk. Yeah, like Motherwell look hot for this weekend. Again, they'll have midweeks to wrestle some, maybe something, but Falkirk definitely looked fairly weak this weekend, didn't they? I don't think you've got great picks there. If you have only one clear life left, you know. I think an Aberdeen defence stack. What step are we on? Step 2. Aberdeen defence is probably a decent shout. You know, like Ronan Nisbet and double up in defence. I don't think that'll be a high scoring game, but the defenders scored well in the last match. I can see them scoring well in this game as well. So maybe an Aberdeen defence stack could be alright. Dundee, I just think the mid options were a wee bit soft. And Dundee United against Hearts could be okay, but I wouldn't want to pick a five, before the lineups come out. Motherwell never beat Falkirk last season. Yeah, I think that's right. By the way, there was some sort of stat like that. D, I think you're right there. Actually, well remembered. What do you think of the Middlesbrough prices? Yeah, Middlesbrough. Aidan Morris. What did you say? Limited and rare. So Morris at rare, 100 to 120 mark and rising. Wow. At limited. Oh. Oh yeah, 20 quid really, isn't it, for the interesting. Let's look at what's that boy's name? Whitaker? Yeah, let's look at him. Consistently around that 25 mark as well. Popped at 40s, dipped down. Wow, well done. Auction Crusher 88. Getting him for 11. Bottom dots. Love that. What's the rare look like for Whitaker? Forward card as well. That could be really powerful. By the way, the rare's not that. The rare for him is pretty nice looking. I don't know. It's not too bad. I think the championship's such a unknown element this season in so many ways. If you've got the wallet, rares are kind of a wee bit better to have, especially if you're expecting to be a top four side in the championship. What does that mean? The top four side's probably going to get quite close to like 100 goals over the season, play 40 odd matches. There's just lots of decisives to go with these teams that will be at the top end of the division. And what that means is they're very good for those higher streaks as well as in leaderboard, if you know it. Whitaker's off to West Ham, is he? I didn't know that. There you go. Falkirk missed Spencer. Yeah, that's a great observation as well, Baz. I do think though, like with Falkirk, the front line, they were another one of those teams that they didn't look like an SP. They looked level down on the opposition. They didn't look like they were really going shoulder to shoulder. Guys, there's almost 100 of you here now. We need to get to 67 likes, and then we've got $20 of market credits to give away to you guys that are here in the live chat. To one of these at least, anyway. So yeah, those prices are okay. I'll strip some more of these packs. I've got some wheel spins. Play decisive picker. I've been really bad with keeping on top of this since World Cup ended. Have I got a wee Openda? No. Get a wee Braze? Not yet. I don't think I'll get anyone good, really. Hydro Vitae. Or Messi. Is Messi about? Gold or Muller or something? Gilavoge. What essence have I got there? 3.5k. You picked up a full Derby squad, Rico man? Question mark. McGlynn can only make so many miracles. A wee bit. I think the guys that came off the bench should have started. What was the boy's name? Parkinson and Ross. They looked like they should have started. I think if it starts them, they'll look a bit different. They'll probably be much improved quite quickly. And the other boys, like Gardner, looked the part as well. But I think Laidlaw and can't remember the whole front three, but it was Laidlaw, Gardner, and somebody else. But if it was Gardner, Ross, and Parkinson, I think they'll look a lot better next week. EFL leaderboard could be worth a punt. I think if you've got a top four side, definitely. Combinations will be tough. Championship's probably a good league for like fantasy building. Like I would just play Harwood Bellis every week. I'm obviously mad bias, but no matter who you're stacking, I would just have Harwood Bellis as a defender. Again, I'm very biased. But yeah, I think Championship could be good for that angle as well. If you can just and I know that SPFL team I just showed you that I won cash with was pretty crap, right? But if I listened to Ian and also added in Diabate and Gullen, That would have been way higher scoring and like could have been pretty miraculous. And that kind of thing in the championship is on the cards if you know your onions. No two ways about it for me. So value like individual rares, like oh this guy takes sets for a projected like bottom 10 team. You can still be a good ripping scorer, you know. Maybe the team stack isn't valued. Maybe nobody's collecting that team. There's going to be tons of guys I think that go under the radar, and depending on what you're shopping for, limited and rare, this could be. There's definitely because it's such an unknown thing for how the scoring's going to go, the pattern, even the pricing. Like how much should they be valued at? Because they've got so much utility. If you're going into it, like try and keep your outlay to the minimum. I like how Nepenthez is quite open about, like he just sets a price for guys and doesn't go over them. I did something similar with SPFL that I held on to quite well, but you guys know me. I like to just have the card in eventually. I don't like to have that fear of auctions have stopped or whatever. So sometimes I will just pay a little bit more to get the guy in for the little situations I find myself in. But yeah, try and be careful with that balance, is what I'd say. Don't overpay. Everyone gets cheaper. Everyone gets cheaper. How much they get cheaper by and when they get cheaper. That's what the game we're all playing, I guess, with buying guys off the market. Bonus pack here. Let's hope it's a good day. Hani gets all the Fanny Mukhtar. Welcome to the club, my man. And nah, none of this unlocked. Probably got something there. We have a better mid than Pedro Vite. But his Mendes would have just made me so happy there. Got this Cheyenne Air. Big XP.